She stood there, surrounded by silence and judgment. A dozen officers passed her without a glance. Some smirked. Others whispered. No one offered respect. No one saw her as one of them, until the door at the end of the hall opened, and a four-star general walked in. What happened next made history. Welcome to your history time. If you love stories of courage, forgotten heroes, and people who refuse to be defined by others, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below what respect truly means to you. Because today, you'll learn about Lieutenant Commander Sarah Hale, the woman who turned silence into salute. Sarah Hale didn't come from a military family. She came from Detroit, a neighborhood more known for broken glass than shining metals. Her mother worked 2 jobs. Her father left when she was 9. But Sarah was sharp, sharper than most. She learned to fight not with fists but with focus. When her classmates mocked her for wanting to join the Navy, she just smiled and said, "You'll salute me one day." No one believed her. At 21, she applied for officer candidate school. She passed every written exam. She aced every interview. But when the physical tests came, the looks began. "You don't look like a soldier. Maybe try logistics or medical." She ignored them. She trained harder, running until her feet blistered, lifting until her arms shook. The first time she passed the qualification test, the examiner double-checked her scores twice. "You're sure these are yours?" he asked. "Yes, sir," she replied. "You can run it again if you'd like." He did. She passed again. The Navy accepted her, but not everyone welcomed her. Her first posting was aboard the USS Hammond, a destroyer stationed in the Pacific. The men didn't speak to her much. The women didn't either, afraid of being judged for associating with her. She ate alone, worked alone, trained alone. But she didn't complain. She built her own rhythm, discipline in silence. At night she'd stand on deck and stare at the endless ocean. One of the crew later said, "She looked like she was talking to the sea, and somehow the sea listened." It happened on a quiet morning. Drills had just started when an explosion rocked the ship's lower deck. A fuel line had ruptured. Fire spread instantly. Smoke filled the corridors. Panic took over. Sarah didn't wait for orders. She grabbed 2 fire-retardant blankets, rushed into the blaze, and found a trapped engineer. His uniform was on fire. The heat was unbearable. She dragged him out, gasping for air, lungs burning. Then she went back, again and again, pulling out 2 more sailors before collapsing from smoke inhalation. The crew survived. The ship was saved. But no one mentioned her name in the report. She didn't fit the image they wanted. Months later, she was transferred to a training base in Norfolk. Officially, it was for recovery. Unofficially, it was because her bravery embarrassed those above her. She was given a desk job, paperwork, schedules, supply logs. Some called her the Fire Girl. Others whispered, "Lucky guesswork." She said nothing. Every morning, she still saluted the flag. Every night, she still ran 5 miles. Because Sarah Hale wasn't waiting for approval. She was preparing for her moment. One day, the base organized a high-level joint training exercise, a complex simulation for new officers. The scenario? A cyber attack and sabotage on a naval communications array. Senior officers observed from a gallery above. When the simulation began, chaos unfolded. The system crashed. Orders contradicted each other. The trainees panicked. And then Sarah stepped in. Calm, precise, clear, she reorganized the team, reassigned roles, restored the network, and completed the mission in record time. The observers watched in silence. Among them, a visiting 4-star general from the Joint Chiefs. When the simulation ended, Sarah stood at attention, expecting to be dismissed like always. Instead, the general walked down from the viewing deck. Every officer in the room froze. He stopped in front of her. Then, slowly, deliberately, he saluted her. The room fell silent. "Lieutenant Commander Hale," he said, "leadership isn't given by rank. It's proven by action. Today, you reminded every one of us what that truly means." The officers who once ignored her stood straighter. The whispers stopped. That salute didn't just change a room, it changed the system. Within a year, Sarah Hale became a symbol across the Navy for integrity, courage, and unshakable professionalism. She never sought fame, never gave interviews, but recruits began to tell her story in training halls. "If you doubt yourself," they'd say, "remember the one they called the Fire Girl." And somewhere on a quiet base wall, in a frame not labeled for glory, hangs a photograph, the moment a four-star general saluted a woman everyone once ignored. Sarah Hale's story isn't about gender or recognition. It's about the power of persistence when no one believes in you. Respect isn't demanded, it's earned, one act at a time. She was ignored by everyone until a four-star general walked in and saluted her. What would you have done in her place? Tell us in the comments below. And if her story inspired you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because at Your History Time, we believe some of the greatest battles are fought not with weapons, but with will.